Gentlemen, removing your caps, everyone say attention, place the hands over their hearts as we proudly sing our national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kostel Rec Center in Garfield Heights, Ohio. My name is Tim Nichols, and I'll be along with you today to bring you the coverage of today's Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League game between the CVCA Royals and the guests today, the Canfield Cardinals. Game getting started a little bit late as the Cardinals arrived a little late, as did our broadcast crew, but we are here up and running, and we hope that you are with us. You found us despite the short delay. You've missed nothing. National anthem just complete, and the Royals and Cardinals ready to get going here from the Kostel Rec Center in Garfield Heights, Ohio. It is the 50th meeting all-time between CVCA and Canfield. The Royals have played no one more often than the Cardinals, and the Cardinals no one more often than the Royals. The longest rivalry on either side of the ice tonight between these two teams. A rivalry resumes today. The schools separated an hour apart, but geographically much closer than that when it comes to their history together on the ice. Both teams are members of the Blue North Division this year after moving down from the White South a year ago. As you know, the coronavirus impacting everything associated with our lives in the last year. This no exception. The Kostel Rec Center in Garfield Heights, unfortunately no spectators, but we're glad you're along with us today. The Royals home ice in their home away from home in this 2020-21 campaign, their normal home arena, the KSU Ice Arena down at Kent State University. But the Royals playing all their home games here in Garfield Heights this year. The puck is dropped. We're underway in action from Garfield Heights. The puck is into the Canfield offensive zone to start out. Back to get it is Mark Mosher for CVCA around the boards. He finds Sam Porter. Porter up the ice, looking, and he finds Jack Lamline. Lamline chases after it. He's going to get a shot off, fires, and a save by Corey Knorr. His first of the afternoon. Knorr in goal for the Canfield Cardinals. Up and around the corner it comes, and out come the Cardinals with it. It's poke checked away by Porter at center ice. Lamline knocks it back in deep where it finds number 9, the captain for the Canfield Cardinals, Tyler Christie. Christie pokes it up ice where it's dispossessed at center ice and back into the defensive zone for the Royals, but they clear it out and it finds Christie once again. He waits for his teammates to get onside and dumps it in deep, and the Royals, JT Nichols in goal, will play it and get it to the senior captain for CVCA, Gabe Dearden, who skates up the ice through the center ice zone into the offensive side, fires from the slot, and it's wide. Rebound trickles out. No one there to get it, though. A juicy rebound, but no one able to corral it in for CVCA, and it's pushed down the ice for no icing. They wave it off, so the Royals are back on it. It's chipped up and back to Jack Lamline. Cross-ice pass is intercepted at the slot by one of the Cardinals. It gets it back to Christie. It's poked aside by Jack Parada into the corner. Back around the boards to the near side and pushed back in deep. After it is number 86, Brian Woke. Woke working behind the boards, behind the net rather. Now near side, pokes it up to Christie, gets it back in deep. Woke's going to get a shot and into the breadbasket of JT Nichols, the goaltender for CVCA. We're a minute and a half into the action here from the Garfield Heights Kostel Rec Center. No score and an offensive zone faceoff upcoming for the Cardinals. The Cardinals come into this one with a record of 8 wins, 3 losses, and 3 ties. A great season going on for Canfield this year. Faceoff is dropped down and controlled by CVCA. Pushed up but not out. Pushed back in deep, and the Royals, Zach Nichols, try to do his work on the near side boards. He's chased by a couple of Cardinals who dig it out in the near side corner. Out in front of the goal it comes, and Dearden has it on his stick. Dearden now skates out of the zone, pushes it up ice, and they will call icing. So a stoppage ensues, just a minute and 58 seconds into this one. And they'll retrieve the puck and bring it back down into the defensive zone for CVCA. This is the first of 2 games these two teams will play this weekend. A home-and-home series with just 2 weeks left to go in the regular season. Face-off is controlled by the Royals. Jack Lamline on the face-off win. It's pushed up to Parada, who circles back around the boards, actually into the side of the board. Nichols sweeps it aside. And the Royals, Dearden, trying to battle for the puck in deep. Lamline comes in to help out. It squirts back out to Dearden, who chips it up to Parada, who heads up the ice for the Royals. Through the center ice zone into the offensive zone. Parada at the circle, gets a shot in the slot, fires, and it's knocked wide. Pushed up, but back to Parada, who fires it back in wide of Kenora again. Now Caden Ballard on it for the Royals. Ballard pushes it back up to the point where Zach Nichols has it. He pokes it in, looking for a deflection. Parada tries to get a rebound. It's knocked into the near side corner. Parada after it once again. He controls it. Behind the net he goes. Jack Parada far side. Check that. It's Luke Parada. I do that every week. Fires to Dearden. Pad save by Kenora. Rebound comes to the Royals. Shot back in. And up to the point again. Dearden keeps it in. Dearden skates in and fires, and he scores! Gabe Dearden puts the Royals up 1-0. A shot from just inside the right point. Exactly 3 minutes into the first period, and the Royals take the lead 1-0. Gabe Dearden, the senior captain for CVCA, puts the Royals up 1-0 early on here in the first period. A nice offensive pressure that time by the host of Royals, Luke Parada, keeping it into the zone. A couple of shots, and the Royals have a 1-0 lead. Back underway into the offensive zone, but controlled by the Cardinals for a moment. Jack Lamline now on it for the Royals, retreating all the way back behind his own net. Lamline stops and now starts again. Looks across ice, tries to get it up. He finds Dearden, it looks like, and Dearden with it once again. Skates into the circle, fires, sharp angle shot, ricochets out. Nice rebound once again, but cannot be controlled, and it's pushed out where Lamline's on it, getting pressure. Pokes it back up. Delayed offside for the Cardinals as they poke it in deep. Zach Nichols is there to retrieve for CVCA. Nichols off the boards, but not out to the left point, kept in by the Cardinals. They look and try and set it up. Centering pass knocked down by Sam Porter, but kept in by Eli Dredge. Dredge puts a shot on JT Nichols. It's slapped aside to the far side corner, rather. Dearden tries to get it, can't, but Zach Nichols is on it. Pokes it to Matthew Porter, but kept in at the point by Ryan Janik. Janik pokes it in deep once again, where Dearden will say that's enough, and he ices it down the ice. CVCA will get a stoppage and likely a change. 3 minutes and 4:12 into the first period. 10 minutes and 48 seconds to go. The Royals, behind an early goal from senior captain Gabe Dearden, lead this one 1-0. And the face-off will be to the right of goaltender JT Nichols. The puck is dropped down, controlled by the Cardinals to the left point. Dumped in deep. Shot over the goaltender Nichols to the near side boards. Mark Mosher chases, battled by a couple of different Cardinals. Cross-ice pass by Christie. Goes into the far side corner. Lamline battles with a Cardinal who comes up with it. Centering pass right into the slot. Backhanded shot just wide of Nichols. Nice chance right there for Bryce Daggett. And it's cleared out by the Royals all the way down to the goaltender Kenora to his right as it goes on its edge around the boards. Parada has it for CVCA. Parada tries to chip it up to Nichols, who pokes it back in deep. Lamline chases after it, but getting there first is Christie. Into the neutral zone it goes, and all the way back. Zach Nichols gets some wheels and chases after it, corrals it for CVCA. Nichols stops, pokes it to the near side. He finds Parada. Parada reaches out and gets it, and he'll try and start up ice. Cross-ice pass off the stick of Matthew Porter, pushed back in by the Cardinals. Zach Nichols chases once again for the Royals. Looks and turns it over. It's poked back in deep by Woke. Near side boards now, Christie. Mosher for CVCA around the boards, trying to find Matthew Porter. He chips it up, but not out. It's kept in at the point and pushed back in where Zach Nichols again is on it. Nichols pokes it up. This time it's out and controlled by the Cardinals. They try and dump it back in, and they do control from the high slot. Woke is dispossessed. Checks that it was Daggett who is dispossessed. Mosher pokes it up, and on goal, Knorr has to play it. Christie will have it for the Cardinals. They dump it in deep. Sam Porter has it for CVCA. Stops behind his goal. Cross ice pass. It's going to find the stick of Mario Battaglia, who pokes it in deep for Canfield. Near side now. Mosher is upended. The Cardinals work and cycle it. Now Dearden corrals it behind the goal line. Finds Morgan Joy. She pokes it up but cannot poke it out. Porter finally does for CVCA. And a whistle blows. We've got a stoppage. 8 minutes and 24 seconds to go here in the first period. Royals 1, Cardinals nothing. Face-off will happen just outside the Cardinals' offensive zone, in front of the Royals bench. Pushed forward and controlled by number 34, Ryan Janik. He gets it up ice, and the Cardinals into the offensive zone once again. Sam Porter there to pester one of the Cardinals' forwards. Now Dearden into the near side corner. Battles with William Epp. Finds a teammate, Porter, to Morgan Joy. Morgan Joy dumps it in deep. The Royals will get a change. Caden Ballard gives chase for CVCA. The Cardinals dump it behind their own net, and the Royals come out with a new line. Up ice it comes. Kept in at the point by Matthew Porter for a moment, and then pushed back out all the way down to Dearden in the defensive zone for CVCA. He chips it up, gets upended. No call there. And back come the Cardinals into the offensive zone. Shot fired, stick saved by Nichols off the blade of Matthew Scolieri. Nichols now sees Dearden, his teammate, head up ice. Back check though, nice play by Bryce Daggett. And it's pushed up ice, and a whistle. So Bryce Daggett with a nice chance there for the Canfield Cardinals. JT Nichols with a stick save, just pushed it aside, and that keeps the score at 1-0 CVCA. First period action from the Dan Kostel Rec Center. Face-off outside the CVCA offensive zone. Lamline will take it for the Royals and pushes it in deep. Back to chase it is Christie for the Canfield Cardinals. Pushes it back, finds a teammate, and the Cardinals will try and build out a rush. Through the neutralized zone, it's poked aside and kept in the zone. Maybe a fortuitous call for the Cardinals as they get an offensive opportunity into the far side corner. Gabe Dearden digs it out, but it's dispossessed and floats all the way to the slot where it finds one of the Royals, and Dearden able to clear the puck out of the zone. Again, nice back checking by Canfield as they push it back in. It's poked aside, cross ice, and out of the zone for just a moment as Christie tries to keep it in. Mark Mosher was there to meet him, and now with it is Brian Woke. Woke through center ice with some speed, pressured by Parada, but finds the zone all the way behind the goal. Centering pass, shot saved by Nichols, and Nichols tries to reach after it, but he cannot. A goal for the Canfield Cardinals on the rebound. The goal to number 33, Eli Dredge. The first shot, a beautiful centering pass. Nichols got a pad save and tried to make the stop by covering it, but Dredge was there with the stick to poke it in and tie it at 1. Time of the goal, 8 minutes and 34 seconds. The equalizer for Dredge, and Canfield has tied it up at 1 apiece. And so we're back underway. Both teams poke it through the neutral zone, and now Caden Ballard tries to kick it to himself. He finds enough control to dump it in deep for the Royals, and back after it looks like it's Grayson Orlovsky perhaps. Royals keep it in. Ballard dumps it back. It's controlled by Canfield, who chips it back up. Ballard again tries to get to it, cannot. It's poked out. Zach Nichols there on the far side boards, able to push it back in where the Cardinals will reset. Cross ice pass comes to number 27. That's William Epp through the neutral zone. Epp pushes it in deep. And a funny bounce. Epp gets it back, centers. Nichols has to make a save. Ballard dumps it in deep. Controlled by Battaglia up to the left point and pushed back in behind the boards. Mark Mosher chases after it for CVCA. Mosher behind the goal line, shot centering and push to the near side boards, now controlled by Sam Porter. Porter pushes it up forward, but on it is Grayson Orlovsky. Once again, he turns it over. Ballard skates in, shot saved by Knorr. Porter into the corner, loses his stick. The Cardinals control. Zach Nichols has it. Delayed offside right on Knorr. And Zach Nichols did not see that his teammates were offside. Surprised the whistle happens, but it did, and the referee picks it up. He'll have a conversation with young sophomore Nichols, who skates away, and the face-off will be from the face-off dot just outside the CVCA offensive zone. Lamline to take it for the Royals. And Woke doing the honors on the draw for the Cardinals. It's pushed up. Dearden has it on his stick, pokes it up forward into the offensive zone, turned over. Parada's on it for CVCA for just a moment. Pushes it further in deep, but controlled by Canfield, but not for, they try to knock it out. It's pushed back, now near side boards. Nichols dumps it back in. Team is offside, so they have to get back onside. The Cardinals now push it in. Save by Nichols as a shot from just outside the blue line is pushed aside by the CVCA goaltender. Dearden gets knocked down as he tried to come out with it. The Royals called for icing, and Dearden has to get up. The goal scorer for CVCA looked like he was upended by Tyler Christie, the senior captain for the Canfield Cardinals. So an offensive zone face-off for the Cardinals this time to the left of JT Nichols. On the draw, Brian Woke. And it's controlled by the Cardinals. The high slot pushed in deep by Tyler Carney behind the boards. Dearden pushes it far side, looking for Morgan Joy. Can't find her. Ricochets off the boards. Nichols covers and takes care of that dangerous situation for CVCA. Stoppage with 4 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the first period. The Royals scored first off the stick of Gabe Dearden 3 minutes into the contest. The tying goal scored by Eli Dredge for the Canfield Cardinals. Face-off controlled by the Cardinals once again, fired in wide. Near side boards. Dearden comes up with it. Again, good back checking by Canfield. It's poked forward, and after it is Dredge. Far side kept in by CVCA, but no one there looking for the puck. Parada pokes it back, but the Cardinals able to get it out, and onside they are, so Mark Mosher on it for CVCA. He pushes it up off the skate of Lamline, who wasn't looking for it, and now the Royals push it up and out and corralled by Brian Woke. Woke pushes it up off the boards to himself, but Lamline pokes a stick in there, tries to pester, and we've got a battle for the puck on the boards. Whistle blows, couple of players going down, and CVCA's Jack Lamline going to the penalty box. So a power play opportunity, perhaps, unless they get two. They do get two. Simultaneous penalties going to Lamline and Brian Woke. And the unique thing about the Dan Kostel Arena here is there's just one penalty box. So we welcome those of you watching from Canfield today. We hope you're enjoying the coverage. And young Brian Woke, the senior, will get a chance to peer over at Jack Lamline. They'll talk over their differences for 2 minutes. Time of the penalties, 11 minutes and 46 seconds of the first period. So we'll have 5-on-5 hockey with Woke and Lamline in the box for 2 minutes. Face-off will be just outside the CVCA offensive zone. And it will be 2 minutes and a whistle for the two combatants. They drop the puck down. It's into the CVCA offensive zone, where the Royals are not able to come up with it, and Canfield with a rush into the offensive zone of their own. Dredge, the goal scorer, tries to center it, but the puck is intercepted by Mark Mosher. Again, good back checking again by the Canfield Cardinals. Pokes it back to Dearden. Dearden tries to get up ice, but Dredge back checks and now finds it on his own stick. Dredge with a shot. It's knocked down, and another stoppage as Dredge is drilled into the boards. And the puck went out of play, which is the reason for the stoppage. 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go here in the first period. Offensive zone face-off for the Cardinals. They skate on a player late. That player is William Epp. Cardinals control the face-off. Shot is in. Swept wide by JT Nichols. Poked up and now out for CVCA. Sam Porter has it. Porter dumps it in deep. Chases after it. He'll be the first one to get there. Porter looking for help. And now he's upended in the corner. Still there. Plays it once again from his knees, but cannot find a teammate. It's poked up, and Zach Nichols will dump it back in. The Royals get onside, and collecting it is Tyler Christie. Round the boards it goes. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. The Cardinals clear the zone and now got on the rush. They try and center. It's knocked down. Poked up. Morgan Joy looks to try and find it. It's backhanded back into the defensive zone for CVCA, where Zach Nichols is there to collect it, and an icing is called against Canfield. Stoppage at 1 minute 54 seconds to go. Royals 1, Cardinals 1. Late first period action, and the Royals will have an offensive zone face-off. The Cardinals have controlled the play since the Royals scored that first goal. They got the tying goal by Eli Dredge, and yet the Royals now perhaps with an opportunity. Caden Ballard takes it for CVCA, but it's controlled by the Cardinals. Poked up, but not out. Kept in by Dearden. Skates the blue line. Now skates in. Fires. Saved by Knorr, who has not been that busy. But he made that save and then covered it back up. So, 1 minute 45 to go. Another face-off to Knorr's left. This one's controlled by CVCA up into the high slot. Zach Nichols, cross-ice pass to Dearden. Dearden fires in wide of Knorr. Rebound, backhanded in front of the goal by Morgan Joy. No one there for the Royals. And Zach Nichols gets upended. A chance for Dredge. Dredge steps in, fires high over the goal into the netting behind JT Nichols. And a stoppage at 1 minute and 29 seconds in the first period. Line change for the Cardinals. The Royals send on Porter, Matthew Porter that is. Morgan Joy steps off. Face-off controlled back to number 34, Ryan Janik. Janik up ice, finds Daggett into the offensive zone. Nichols plays it deep behind his own boards, or his own net. Christie gets it, fires up into the rafters. A very low-hanging ceiling and rafters here at the Kostel Rec Center, so that was deflected high into the rafters and lights and dropped right down, where they pick it back up, and they'll have the draw to the left of Nichols with 1 minute 14 to go. Woke wins the face-off for the Cardinals, shot in and kicked aside into the far corner. Daggett punches in further deep. Centering pass is knocked down by Luke Parada. Good thing he did, because it was right there for the taking. Now the Royals with a chance. Lamline stays, just barely offsides. The Royals had a 2-on-1. Lamline dragging the back foot as Dearden had speed. Just couldn't quite hold the blue line. A golden opportunity goes by the wayside for CVCA right there. 59.1 to go. Penalties are over. Lamline back out on the ice, as we just mentioned his name, as is Woke for the Cardinals. That's poked up and out of the zone, so delayed offside against Canfield with 45 seconds to go. The Royals have it. Zach Nichols turns it over at the blue line. Here comes a chance for the Cardinals. Into the far corner goes Daggett. Matthew Porter, a good job there on the defensive coverage. Another chance, though, for Canfield. Centering pass, kicked aside, shot, and scored as the Royals could not clear the puck. 22 seconds left, and Canfield takes the lead Defensive zone lapses have hurt CVCA all season long, and they do again right there. The goal scored by number 88, Bryce Daggett, who is sitting on the far side. The puck fell to his stick, and he put it behind the senior goaltender for CVCA, JT Nichols. It is Canfield 2, CVCA 1 with 22 seconds to go here in the first period. A pause in the action as the referees check on JT Nichols' goal. Slightly off the moorings. So the assist on that goal by Daggett goes to number 86, Brian Woke. Daggett from Woke, it's 2-1. Controlled again by Canfield and pushed in deep. Mark Mosher chases after it. JT Nichols gets it to Mosher. Push far side, but turned over once again, right in front. Fanning on it is one of the Cardinals, trying to make it 3-1. The Royals lucky there and push into the defensive zone for Canfield with 4 seconds left up to the neutral zone and center ice. The clock will wind down on the first period, and the Cardinals, who trailed early 1-0, 2 goals in the latter half of that first period, go to the break with a 2-1 lead. The score at the end of one period from the Dan Kostel Rec Center in Garfield Heights, Ohio. The Canfield Cardinals 2 and the CVCA Royals 1. You are watching CVCA Royals hockey on the Boxcast platform and simulcast on the CVCA Boosters YouTube page, and we got a late start today, so we apologize for that, but a combination of Canfield being late, and we're actually fortunate because they were. Traffic perhaps on the interstates a little more than they expected, but frankly our delay was due to the fact that we just had a delay ourselves. Sometimes parenting gets in the way, but we got on the air just before the game was set to begin, and you did not miss a thing. What you saw in the first period was the Royals get out on top. 1-0, 3 minutes into the game. The goal scored by CVCA's Gabe Dearden. Canfield with the tying goal. 6 minutes and 26 seconds were left in the first period when Eli Dredge tied the game. The assist went to number... No, we've got a number 6, but there is no 6 in the Canfield roster. Nevertheless, it was a tying goal by Dredge, and then with 22 seconds to go in the first period, Bryce Daggett saw a fortuitous bounce with the puck falling to his stick as he sat on the doorstep and put one behind JT Nichols, and that's where we stand at the end of the first period. Canfield 2 and the Royals 1. We mentioned briefly at the start of the game, this is the 50th all-time meeting between these two teams. The rivalry dating back to 2000. That's as far as the records go that we have available to us, but CVCA and Canfield having played no one more often than they played each other. Canfield holding a decided edge in the all-time series. The Cardinals do have a 31-15-3 advantage overall in the 49 games played between the two teams since the 2000 year. A large reason behind that large edge was an 18 consecutive game winning streak that Canfield had over CVCA from the 2005 to the 2010 season. The teams played annually, or almost annually, in the Canfield Thanksgiving tournament back in those days. And then they have been on and off in the same league or division of the Greater Cleveland High School Hockey League throughout the year. So a lot of games between Canfield and CVCA over the years. The Royals, however, hold an edge in the last 10 years of the matchup. 9 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie against these Canfield Cardinals. Last year, these two teams played in the White South Division, and CVCA was 1 win, 0 losses, and 1 tie against Canfield. The Royals winning a 6-1 game against Canfield down in Boardman back in December of 2019. And then in the final game of the regular season a year ago, the teams played to a 2-2 tie, with the Cardinals tying the game up in the last minute of regulation with the extra man on the ice. And then neither team able to break through in the overtime. The game finished 2-2. Once again, you are watching CVCA Royals hockey. We are coming to you through the Boxcast platform and simulcasting today on YouTube on the CVCA Boosters page on YouTube. So we hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. Because we got a late start, we were not able to let you know about the great season that the Canfield Cardinals have going for them so far. It's a very nice bounce back year from a year ago when the Cardinals finished the season 5-13-1. But there were signs that this was about to develop into a much more successful hockey team, one in which they are enjoying this year in the 2020-2021 campaign. Last year, in 19 games, the Cardinals gave up just 77 goals. And the interesting stat from a year ago is they were only minus 16 in goal differential overall for the entire season a year ago. So despite the record that was not as attractive as they might have liked, certainly a sign of good things to come, and good things have come this year. The Cardinals come into this game 8-3-3. The step down to the Blue North Division, as CVCA has done as well, and another year of maturity has been evident on the scoreboard for Canfield. Through 14 games this year, sophomore goaltender Corey Kennard has given up just 38 goals, make that 39 with the Gabe Dearden tally here in the first period, but he came into the game with a goals against average of just 2.71. It certainly helps to have a solid defense in front of him, and certainly you saw in the first period you can count on senior captain Tyler Christie, all 6 feet and 220 pounds of him, to lock down the opposing offenses. Cardinals have been playing good hockey. They've gone 6-1-1 in their last 8 games, including a fine showing last week at the Parma Martin Luther King tournament. The Cardinals upset a depleted St. Edward Green squad that was playing with just 12 players in Canfield's opening game in Parma. That victory was 7-5. They benefited from 3 shorthanded goals to help secure the victory. They went on to beat Nordonia 5-1 in the second game of a back-to-back schedule a week ago Saturday, with no rest in between games. Then on Sunday, they were minutes away from advancing to the championship game before allowing a very late goal against host Parma. The game ended in a 2-2 tie, but it sent Parma through to the championship based on overall points that were awarded for each period and victories or ties in the tournament. So 2-0-1 in the Parma MLK tournament. The only loss in the last 8 games for these Cardinals was a 5-4 setback against Chagrin Falls. CVCA has played well this season, but doesn't have as much to show for it on the scoreboard. They've actually been fairly inconsistent. Some great hockey games and some head scratchers. So they entered the game 6-12-1. They also were in the Parma MLK tournament last week and left with an 0-2-1 record. They did lose 8-2 to the host Redmen on Saturday evening in the nightcap to the 2 games on that day played in the tournament. Score was 8-2. The next day, though, they skated to a 3-3 tie against Kent's Roosevelt, and that being the first time the Royals ever getting a decision, albeit not a victory, a decision against Kent Roosevelt in the history of the program. The Royals had been 0-12 all time against Kent Roosevelt before the 3-3 game last week. In the following game that Kent played, it does bear noting that Ethan Steffel, the great senior for Kent Roosevelt, put up 7 goals. And so the Royals relatively contained Steffel and came out with a 3-3 tie. Unfortunately, the next day, with St. Edward Green needing as many points as possible to advance to the championship game, did not come out with a depleted roster. St. Edward actually fielding 3 different high school teams. In the game against Canfield, they skated just 12 skaters. and all freshmen and sophomores. That team, composed of freshmen and sophomores, has a number that go up and down between their varsity gold team, which is ranked #1 in the state, and their talented under-16 team. So the St. Edward team, with 4 games they played in one day last week Saturday, skated only 12 against these Canfield Cardinals. On Sunday, they brought out 4 lines of talented players against CVCA and racked up an 8-0 victory, squelching the Royals' offensive attack and just coming wave after wave on offense. The Eagles went on to defeat Parma that evening 5-2 for the championship of the Parma MLK tournament. So they rebounded off that loss to these Cardinals the day before and found their way into the championship game and were victorious 5-2. So we are nearing the end of the first intermission break from the Kostel Rec Center. About 40 seconds left to go before the teams reappear and we get ready for second period action between CVCA and Canfield. These two teams will meet once again tomorrow afternoon down in Boardman at the Deep Freeze Ice Rink, the home of the Canfield Cardinals. A little bit of an odd schedule this year with CVCA and Canfield not meeting until the final 2 weeks of the season. The Royals playing their 20th game of the season so far this year. Canfield playing game number 15. So the home and home will continue tomorrow. 2 o'clock is the time for the puck drop, and we will have the action again for you tomorrow from Canfield. We will be on the road, so we will be beholden to the internet capabilities down in Boardman, and hopefully between AT&T and Verizon the stream will be good, or the strength of the internet will be good and the stream will be good as well. Here at the Kostel Rec Center, we have benefited from a very long cord that gives us wired internet access and gives you the coverage here of hockey throughout the 2020-21 season. So while spectators are not allowed by edict of the Garfield Heights community, we have been thankful to be able to bring you the hockey coverage on the internet this season. Royals have retaken the ice. The Cardinals are behind them. The locker rooms here at the Kostel Rec Center are off the lobby, so the players have to walk through the lobby into the ice rink area and head back to their respective benches. 15 minutes is up on the clock, and it's the second period, so it's the long change period. The Royals will be skating from left to right, and the Cardinals will be defending the goal to our right, which will be manned by number 35, sophomore goaltender Corey Kennard. Recapping that first period once again, the Royals broke into the scorebook first when Gabe Dearden lit the lamp 3 minutes into the contest with a shot from just inside the right point, beating Kennard. Eli Dredge tied it up about 8.5 minutes into the contest, and then a late first period goal with 22 seconds left by Bryce Daggett gave the Canfield Cardinals the 2-1 lead that they hold as we get ready for second period action to get underway. Out come the Cardinals, dressed in their black shells, black sweaters with red Canfield writing, block writing across the chest, and white piping around that writing. Black numerals with white piping and black helmets. The Cardinals. Cardinal red, that is. On those jerseys, we'll be skating right to left. The Royals. Blue, royal blue shells. The white sweaters today, royal blue numbers and royal blue helmets. We're underway. Shot is in on JT Nichols, and he quickly covers it just 9 seconds into the second period. We'll get a face-off to the right of the senior goaltender for CVCA. Out to take the draw is Brian Woke. Jack Lamline for the Royals wins it, though. Back to Mark Mosher. Pushes it around far side. Tries to find Parada. Can't find him. It's poked back in. And squibbles to the near side up to the left point. Pushed back in by 34, Janik. Centering pass goes all the way to the far boards. It's poked up and not out. Kept in by Christie at the right point. Now in further deep. Centering pass knocked down in front of the net by Dearden. Poked around the boards, but held in by Janik. He pushes it in deep. A nice first shift for the Canfield Cardinals. Now finally Gabe Dearden has it on his stick, and he heads up through the neutral zone into the offensive side. Gets it to Parada as Dearden goes flying. Parada into the corner. Stops, battles. Dearden gets up slowly for CVCA. Shot by Lamline. Rebound. Morgan Joy going for it, but a great job to save a goal by Christie, who poked his stick in there. And a 3-on-1 opportunity for Canfield, but Mark Mosher puts an end to that with a poke check. Jack Lamline pokes it around the boards. It comes to 34, Janik, who fires it in, and a score! And a celebration by Ryan Janik. The puck had eyes and beat JT Nichols, and 1 minute and 14 seconds into the second period, the score moves to 3-1. So some breathing room now for the Cardinals as they get the first goal of the second period and have their largest lead of the hockey game so far. The Royals playing from behind now. Face-off is down. It's won by, well, it was won by CVCA, but turned over and in on Nichols once again. So Zach Nichols, brother of JT Nichols, tries to go after it. Cannot get it. Near side boards controlled by, once again, by the Cardinals. And finally the Royals break it out. Matthew Porter tries to get to it. Cannot. It's poked back in. Mosher has it. Pokes it up the ice. They do call icing. So it'll come back down to the CVCA defensive zone for a face-off to the right of Nichols. The assist on that Janik goal goes to the senior captain, Tyler Christie. So Janik from Christie, and the 3-1 score is where we stand. Face-off won by the Cardinals, shot in off the outside post, centered, and a chance, another one for the Cardinals is poked away, and the Royals come out with it. Parada into the offensive zone, fires. Kenora on the save, rebound. Morgan Joy pokes it back in, but gets upended. It comes out to the center ice area, where the Royals push it back in for a moment, but out to center ice it comes once again. Lamline, cross ice pass looking for Joy, can't find her, off the skate of the referee, and so it's now pushed back in behind Nichols' goal. He plays it, his brother has it, pokes it to the far side, turned over, and pushed up and out of harm's way by one of the Royals. That was Lamline. Icing on the call, so they'll bring it back down into the CVCA zone for another defensive zone face-off. Stepping in is Woke. Lamline wins it, pushes it forward, but turns over. Daggett fires. Shot, save, second shot, third shot is scored. Again, JT Nichols good on the first two shots, but the third one right to the stick of a Canfield Cardinal who was uncovered and put it in the back of the net for a 4-1 lead. That may have been Daggett again, just sitting there on the doorstep. 88. For the moment, we're going to give it to Bryce Daggett until we hear otherwise. Canfield 4, the Royals 1. 2 quick goals to start this second period for the Cardinals. And CVCA is in a hole. Back into the offensive zone for the Cardinals. Around the boards it goes. Matthew Porter skates past it, cannot control it. And now it's pushed out. Lamline chases after it. Tyler Carney giving pressure. Lamline gets a shot off. It's poked up high. Another save by Knar. Lamline, a third shot goes through the crease. Kept in by CVCA. Zach Nichols couldn't get it on his stick and control it, and it's poked out with Parada chasing after it. The Royals with a couple of opportunities, but could not. Here comes another shot on the goal doorstep. Again was Daggett, and the Royals better get his number and get his number fast because Daggett was there. Unofficially, that last goal goes to Brian Woke, 86, not Daggett, 88. Shot in on Kanar is saved and he covers. But the Royals, as we were saying, leaving open men on the doorstep of JT Nichols' goal. It's been a habit this season and not a good one.
Number 86.
So, Woke the goal, the fourth goal today. 4-1 the score. Face off to the right, rather the left of Kanar. Won by Canfield, poked up. Dearden has it though, fans on it. It comes out at the zone. Zach Nichols pushes it back in. The Royals get back on side and will have to try and regroup. Morgan Joy intercepts the pass. Caden Ballard tries to get it, but it's poked out and into the offensive zone. Pass back to Woke. Woke, backhanded shot through the slot. He gets it back on the near side boards. Still with it. Woke gliding along back into and finally dispossessed. The Royals, if they hurry, have a 2-on-1. Cross-ice pass just out of the outstretched arms of Morgan Joy, who's bashed into the boards, and a penalty coming. Morgan Joy down. The Royals will have a power play. Morgan Joy made history earlier this year, becoming the first female to score for CVCA. She has 3 goals to her credit this year, and she was crushed into the boards there. Two minutes, they say. 2 minutes. We have seen that same play result in 5-minute majors this year so far, so the Cardinals getting a bit of a break. The penalty going against number 34, Ryan Janik. Royals power play opportunity. Poked up, and they've got to be careful. Dearden has to chase. Here comes a chance for Brian Woke. 3 shorthanded goals last week against St. Ed's, and Woke almost had a chance for another one. Now Dearden has it. He heads up through the neutral zone, fires from the slot, and a save by Kanar, who stood tall in the goal and saw that one all the way. 1:40 to go on the penalty to Janik. The Royals, Jack Lamline will take the draw. He has with him Luke Parada, Sam Porter, Zach Nichols, and Gabe Dearden. Puck is dropped down, pushed toward the goal, and barely kept away from harm and pushed down the ice. The Royals push it up, but cannot control. Lamline overskates the puck. A shorthanded shot knocked away by Nichols. Dearden corrals the puck with 1:18 to go. Calms things down and will start up ice with the rush for the Royals. Pushes it up and just out of the outstretched arms of Zach Nichols. Nichols tries to keep it in. The Cardinals battle, and it falls back to one of the defenders. But Sam Porter dispossesses, shoots off the crossbar for Porter on the backhanded shot. He definitely beat the goalie, but did not beat the crossbar. Royals back to Zach Nichols, pushes it up to Parada. Parada, sharp angle shot, pushed aside by Kanar into the near side corner. Parada comes up with it again. Parada skates in, skates behind the net, still with it, looking, finds Dearden. Dearden from the point, fires, knocked down, and now Canfield calmly skates up with it and skates out with it and ices it down the ice to clear. Nichols cannot control, so they're going to have to battle for it. Canfield pushes it further in deep. Up ice it comes now. Parada, back checked by one of the Cardinals at center ice. Just 18 seconds to go. Lamline in a pass that was initially intended for Dearden. Finally gains the zone with 12 seconds. Lamline fires, ricocheted. Back to Dearden, cannot get it, and that's going to do it on the penalty time. Just 5 seconds left. Nichols up to Dearden. Long pass. The senior captain gains the zone, but is met immediately by one of the Cardinals. Caden Ballard wins control of the puck, pushes it in further, and tries to get it forward again, but cannot. Finally, penalty time up 5-on-5 is again how we go. So the Royals unable to capitalize on the penalty to Janik, who's back out on the ice and controls. Pushes it up to a teammate. He finds Matt Sculieri. But now Lamline the other direction, being back-checked by Woke. Cross ice it goes, no one there for CVCA. The closest Royal was Matthew Porter, but up the ice quickly, a 2-on-1, maybe a 2-on-none, and a pass and a score. Another goal for the Canfield Cardinal. The Cardinals go up on top 5-1. So the Royals unable to get a goal by goaltender Corey Kennard, and as the penalty time expires on the first rush up the ice, the defense falters once again, and Canfield increases the lead to 5-1. The goal that time by number 18, Matt Scolieri. Scolieri with the 5th goal of the day for the Cardinals. And after the restart at center ice, a face-off in the offensive zone for the Royals, controlled by the Cardinals. Around the boards it goes. Chasing after it is Tyler Carney. He pushes it up ice. It's pushed back in by Mark Mosher. Kept in by Sam Porter, but he stood up by Carney. Back into the defensive zone. And kept in by the Cardinals. Will they get another chance? Pushed in deep. Zach Nichols chases after it. Pushes it up. And finally cleared, but not out. Sam Porter tries to poke at it further, but kept in at the point. Fired in. Again on the doorstep. Back there was Bryce Daggett, uncovered. Could not connect with him, and Mark Mosher has speed the other way. Mosher, 1-on-3 though. He's met by a trio of Cardinals, and they come in and push it in deep behind Nichols' goal. Around it goes, just past halfway in the second period. A period controlled by these Cardinals with 3 goals. Centering pass is knocked away by Luke Parada. Parada across center ice into the offensive zone. He has Lamline coming with him. Skates to his right. Sharp angle shot. Rebound. Lamline could not get a stick on it. In fact, his stick is in the goal where he wants the puck to be. And icing down the ice it goes. Lamline will head back and say hello to Kennard. Kennard retrieves the stick. Lamline picks it up. No credit when the stick goes in the goal. Only credit when the puck goes in the goal. And so it remains Canfield 5, CVCA 1. 6 minutes, 56 seconds to go here in the second period. Face off to the right of the goaltender Kennard. Lamline tries to win it, but cannot. It's pushed up and kept in by the Royals. Cross ice pass off the boards. Dearden tries to get to it, cannot. It now falls to Parada. Parada skates into the face-off dot. Now in deeper. Sharp angle shot is knocked down. Parada gets it once again. Looks. Cross ice pass, tries to find Lamline. He does. Lamline winds up and fires. It's knocked into the corner. Lamline pushes it around the boards. Sam Porter's on it. Porter tries to center. Knocks it into the far side corner. Lamline cycles it. Porter tries to center. It comes up. Mark Mosher knocks it in further deep. But now the Cardinals control. Christie around the boards. Dearden keeps it in. Parada trying to find room. Skates in. Backhanded shot. Sam Porter was waiting. Parada didn't find him. Now he finds Dearden at the slot. Dearden evades one skater. Has 2 and 3 coming at him. Ricocheted shot saved by Kennard. Pushed up but not out. Oh, and Dearden could not control it. It gets above his blade all the way down in the corner where JT Nichols is there. Dearden controls. And he'll head up ice once again. What a... Puck floats to center ice and knocked back into Mosher. 5:40 to go. Mosher up ice. Tries to find Dearden, who was behind him. He could not get it. And pushed in now. With it is Scolieri. A stoppage. Jack Lamline hands it to the referee. And they'll bring the puck out of the zone for a face-off on the near side face-off dot. Just below our vantage point. Scolieri takes it against Ballard. The draw is dropped down and controlled and pushed in deep by William Epp. The Royals come out with it. Does Dearden. Dearden pushes forward into the offensive zone. Skates, pirouettes, looking, dumps it in, tries to, comes back to himself, dumps it in deep now. Ballard trying to get to it. Met by a couple of Cardinals on the near side boards in the corner. Ballard fighting hard to control. Now the puck still behind the net. Ballard falls down. The Royals controlling. Gets it up to the left point. Zach Nichols fires it in. It's knocked down before it gets to Kennar's goal. Around the boards it goes once again. Nichols pinches in. He better get it. He does. Pushes it back in deep. And after it is Ryan Janik. Janik around the boards, but Ballard gets to it first. A good shift for the Royals here. Up to the left point. Nichols has it. Cross ice pass looking for Dearden. Cannot find him. Controlled by the Cardinals. They push it down the ice, and after it first, but not able to get to it, is Matt Scolieri. Icing is the call. A stoppage at 4 minutes and 33 seconds to go. Canfield 5, the Royals 1. 5 straight goals after the Royals had an early 1-0 lead in this contest. CVCA still digging there. Good shift that last time around by the Royals. Face off to the left of Kennar. They drop the puck down. It comes to Dearden. Dearden keeps it in, pushes it in deep. Around the net it goes. Christie chases after it. Lamline's there to meet him, but Christie dumps it back the other way to a teammate. Up it goes. Controlled and kept in by Dearden just for a moment, and it's pushed way high through the rafters, and a stoppage for icing, as that one may have glanced off the Garfield Heights Pee Wee A1 Playoff Championship banner from 2014-15. It went so high. In the meantime, they bring the puck back down for a face-off to the left of Kennar. Once again, 4:12 to go, second period. Controlled by the Cardinals, pushed up and cleared out of the zone it goes. Dearden at center ice dispossesses Woke, but he gets it back from Daggett, and they push it in deep. Zach Nichols on it for the Royals. Tries to push it up. It's knocked down and now controlled by the Cardinals. In is Jack Lamline to sweep it away. Lamline evades a couple, but not a third. The puck floats and flutters in on Nichols. Second shot comes in, save again, third shot, and score. The story of the season for CVCA. Multiple shots, rebounds, and scores on the second and third time. And there we have it again. On the board again is Canfield for their 6th goal today. Time of the goal at 11 minutes and 19 seconds. It's Canfield 6 and CVCA 1. The goal scored by number 86, Brian Woke, his second of the afternoon. 6-1. 3.5 to go, second period now. The Royals can try to continue to dig in deep in the offensive zone. Luke Parada has it. It's knocked away. Ballard tries to poke it in further deep. Ballard fights for it, but it's knocked out to center ice where Dearden has it. He's onside. Dearden shoots from the slot. It's knocked away as he's met and knocked aside. Both Dearden and the puck knocked aside on that one. Up ice it goes. Chasing after it is 27. That's William Epp. Both Epp and CVCA's Mark Mosher get to the puck about the same time. The puck is chipped up and out of play. Exactly 3 minutes to go here in the second period. The Canfield Cardinals with a commanding 6-1 lead over the Royals. They bring the face-off outside the zone to the face-off dot on the near side below us. This one's controlled back into the Royals' offensive zone. Sam Porter chases after it, as does Tyler Christie. It's pushed up to Mosher. He cannot keep it in. He retrieves it, pushes it back, but turns it over. With it now is Epp. Epp fires wide into the corner. The Cardinals control. Another shot saved by Nichols. Second shot saved again by Nichols, and he covers this one. Two minutes and 33 seconds to go here in the second period. Nichols having a word with Mark Mosher as the Royals lose the face-off. Another shot is in on Nichols. Saved behind the net it goes. Kept in and kicked forward by Tyler Carney. Back in deep. Mosher can't get to it. Epp controls it. Epp fans on it, trying to center. It comes back to him, though. And now it's knocked up to the point where Christie has it. He keeps it in and pushes it in deep. Scolieri behind the net. Pushes it back the other direction. Looking for Epp, but Dearden comes up with it. Dearden gets it up to Ballard. Up ice it goes and out. And a stoppage and a penalty coming for hooking. The question is on whom? And it will be on number 27, William Epp. He knew it. He climbs over the boards, not through the doorway, right into the penalty box. The time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 1 second. So the Royals on the power play for the remainder of this second period. And for 1 second of the third period, should the power play continue on that long. Face-off will be to the right of Corey Knar as they put the time for Epp's penalty up on the boards. This one's controlled. Luke Parada has it for CVCA. Parada, stick handles up to the point. Mosher, cross-ice pass finds Dearden. Dearden skates into the circle, fires high. And Mosher can't keep it in, and a breakaway opportunity if they don't hurry, and it is one. Falling down on it, though, is Brian Woke. JT Nichols never lost sight of it and jumped on that puck between the legs of Woke, preventing the senior forward from a chance at a hat trick, which he may still have before the day is done. 1:40 to go on the power play time for CVCA. They drop the puck down, and Sam Porter comes out with it for the Royals. Porter heads up ice, cross ice pass to Parada, who gains the zone. Parada into the near side corner, waits for the teammates to come join him, pokes it up to Dearden at the right point. Back down to Parada. Parada has it, skates toward the slot. Backhanded shot is kicked aside. Lamline back to Parada. Parada back deep to Lamline in the corner. Lamline has it with 1:13 to go. Lamline looking and surveying. Cross ice to Parada, who loses it, and another chance for the speedy Cardinals, but back checking his Lamline on number 33, Eli Dredge, who got an earlier goal, the first goal of the day for the Cardinals. Canfield with control, and they ice it down the ice, clearing it on the penalty, so no icing called. 47 seconds left for CVCA on the power play. Mosher tries to get up ice, but he's dispossessed for a moment by Dredge. Cross ice pass to Porter through the neutral zone. Porter pokes it forward, but cannot gain the zone. The Royals a little bit out of sorts here as it poked back up, and another chance for Canfield on the shorthanded opportunity. But back to get it for CVCA. Looks like it may have been, actually it's Mark Mosher. With the Royals playing defense on this power play. Back in it goes with just 18 seconds to go on the power play. Up to Parada. Time for one more rush. 12 seconds to go in the period. Parada through the neutral zone, into the offensive side, into the slot. And it's poked out once again. 6 seconds left, and another chance for Dredge. One-on-one. Dredge in on the goaltender. Nichols fires. It's up and knocked down. The horn sounds, and the shorthanded chance for Eli Dredge is pushed away. But a period completely controlled by the Canfield Cardinals. 4 goals in that second period. And as we go to the break, the score is Canfield 6 and CVCA 1. As we get the statistics slid down to us at the end of that second period. Shots on goal, 15 for Canfield in that second period. A game total of 21 as they just had 6 in the first period. For the Royals, 12 shots on goal in the second period. Game total also 21. The difference on the scoreboard, 6 Canfield goals. The Cardinals controlling the pace of action and winning at the face-off dot as well. They hold a 22-8 advantage at the face-off dot through 2 periods. In that second period, no goals for the Royals, 4 goals for the Cardinals. The first one scored at 1 minute and 14 seconds of the second period. The goal scored by number 34, Ryan Janik, from the left point. Janik, his first of the day. The assist to Tyler Christie on that goal that made it 3-1. Less than a minute later, Brian Woke got his first of the day, one from the doorstep. He made it 4-1. The fifth goal of the day scored by number 18, Matt Scolieri, the junior defenseman. Drove in and found the back of the net at 7 minutes and 50 seconds. Check that, 6 minutes and 50 seconds of the second period. It was 5-1 and the final goal of the second period. The sixth of the day for the Cardinals and second off the stick of number 86, Brian Woke. He scored at 11 minutes and 19 seconds of the second period, and that's where we stand at the end of 2. The Canfield Cardinals 6, CVCA 1. As we take a break here at the second intermission, gives us an opportunity to review the week that was and is in CVCA athletics. Last night, the CVCA boys basketball team went on the road in a Principals Athletic Conference game at Manchester, and the Panthers came away with the victory. The Royals falling 71-52 in their action against Manchester last night. Boys basketball is now off until Tuesday night when they step out of conference for action in a road trip to Streetsboro. The wrestling team was in action on Thursday at Stowe. The Bulldogs defeated CVCA 51-26. Stowe with only one loss on the season against 9 victories, so a tough contest for the Royals on Thursday night. The highlight of the evening for CVCA was in the 220-pound category when CVCA's Kyle Snyder defeated Stowe's Teddy Gregory by a score of 11-3. Next up for the CVCA Grapplers is the Norwalk tournament 1 week from today in Norwalk, Ohio. The girls basketball team traveled to Fairless on Wednesday, and they came home victorious, doubling up the Fairless Falcons with a 61-30 victory. That game was on Wednesday night. Earlier this afternoon at Tim Byerly Gymnasium on the campus of CVCA, the Royals had a rematch with the Northwest Indians, the only team to defeat them in the Principals Athletic Conference this season, a loss by 2 back in December. This one came right down to the wire. The Royals clinging to a 1-point lead with 2.6 seconds to go this afternoon. A missed free throw by Northwest was rebounded by CVCA, and the clock wound out. And the Royals came away with a 40-39 victory, avenging that only loss of the season. They came into that fourth quarter with a 12-point lead today and escaped with a 1-point victory. So fortunately, the clock ran out before the lead did, and CVCA victorious this afternoon, 40-39. That runs the girls basketball win streak to 9 straight games. Girls basketball record now sits at 13 wins and 3 losses. They have 3 games coming up this week. They embark on a 3-game road trip Monday. They step out of conference to play Nordonia, the Knights. On Wednesday, they travel to NDCL. And next Saturday, they return to conference play against Tuslaw. All games on the road. As a reminder, you're watching this game on the Boxcast platform and simulcast on the CVCA Boosters YouTube page for all events that take place in Tim Byerly Gymnasium at CVCA. You can catch those contests for boys and girls basketball as well as wrestling on the NFHS network. That's NFHS network. There's an app you can download, or you can catch things online at nfhsnetwork.com and check in for CVCA. And you can find information on Royals basketball and wrestling. Boys bowling was in action this afternoon, matching up against Akron East and Akron North. No results available at this time, but you can check for results later on the CVCA Athletics Facebook page, where I'm sure they will have the scores and the final results. Girls bowling is off today, but they return to action in a match tomorrow against Akron North. And then both teams hit the lanes again on Monday against Ellett.
88 and 77 are switched. They gave you a wrong roster.
All right. And we mentioned bowling, swimming, and diving had a meet against WRA canceled last Tuesday. The swim and diving teams are now off until February 6th when they wrap up their season against Walsh Jesuit. Again, for more information on all scores and schedules of CVCA athletics teams, visit the CVCA Athletics website at athletics.cvcaroyals.org or check out the CVCA Athletics Facebook page, or you can follow CVCA Athletics on Twitter or Instagram. And information on CVCA hockey live streams can be found on Twitter by following at CVCA Livestream on Twitter. Again, that's at CVCA Livestream. We've just been notified that we received an incorrect roster for these Canfield Cardinals, and apologies to those of you from Canfield who've been watching along. I've just been informed that number 88 and number 77 are switched, and so the goal scored by number 88 earlier today, the second of the day actually was scored by Drew Rostek and not Bryce Daggett. So Rostek, the goal scorer, number 88. And apologies to the parents and families and friends of Drew Rostek, but we're going to put that one on a little miscommunication with the roster that we received for this game. So apologies there, but congratulations to young Drew Rostek on the goal scored by him earlier today. So looking ahead for CVCA as we look toward the last couple of weeks of the season, the Royals in action today against Canfield, hit the road tomorrow for a rematch against these Cardinals. That game at 2 o'clock down in Boardman at the Deep Freeze Ice Arena or Ice Rink. Next week on Friday night, the Royals have a road game at Westlake, the first time the CVCA sees Westlake this season. A game next Saturday against NDCL has been canceled. Apparently a COVID issue with the NDCL team, unfortunately, so that game wiped off the schedule. And then the Royals in action next Sunday with a rematch against Chagrin Falls, who really took it to CVCA a week ago on Friday night. The week after that, the Royals were scheduled to be off until the 6th of February against Lakewood, but heads up, everybody, it's Barron Cup time. And we've just learned earlier this afternoon that the opening rounds of the Barron Cup will be played the week of February 1st. And in fact, it looks like, I believe, February 2nd or 3rd. We are still waiting for official word to come out, but that week there will be 4 nights of hockey. And these Canfield Cardinals, no doubt, and the CVCA Royals and the rest of the Blue Division teams should be in action that first week in opening round action for the Barron Cup, which will take place in Brooklyn, Ohio for the 50th year this year. So, coaches will meet and discuss seeding for the Barron Cup. And word is that every Blue Division team has opted in except for one, although we don't know which one that was as of yet. So, word on the street is the Barron Cup will happen, and it will begin in just over 1 week's time. The Royals are scheduled to play Lakewood on February 6th. We assume that game will still take place, but it could take place either after the Barron Cup or in between the Barron Cup preliminary rounds and final round, depending on the schedule. And before we get back underway today, we just want to remind you that should you have an interest for your son or your daughter or your grandson or granddaughter in attending Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, there are some upcoming admissions events happening this week and next week. In fact, this Thursday, January 28th, it will be the first of 2 winter open houses for CVCA on the campus of Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. You do need to sign up for those. The first one will take place on Thursday, January 28th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for a 1-hour session. They will clear things out and make sure that everything is as it needs to be from a cleaning standpoint. To have a second session that evening from 6 to 7, you can register for that on the CVCA website at cvcaroyals.org. A second opportunity will be on Tuesday, February 2nd, also from 4 to 5 and 6 to 7. Entrance exams for admission to CVCA, to Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, are scheduled for February 1st at 1:30 p.m. and a second entrance exam opportunity on March the 1st, a month later, at 8:30 in the morning at CVCA. So, the clock is wound down on the second intermission. Again, my name is Tim Nichols. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. Again, a special shout out to those of you watching from down in the Youngstown area. From Canfield, again, we apologize that you are not able to be with us today, but frankly, neither are our parents. We have played the entire season without spectators here in Garfield Heights. The Royals happy, as our athletic director John Young said during the CVCA Christmas tournament, to have a sheet of ice and 2 goals to play in front of, or play at, this year. With the KSU, Kent State University Ice Arena shut down, the Royals scrambling for ice time 1 week before the season started, and the folks here in Garfield certainly opening up with graciously to the Royals to have a season here. Unfortunately, the local regulations prohibit spectators, so we're glad that you're able to follow along with us, and we're glad to bring it with you. The puck is dropped. We're underway for third period action with the Cardinals leading the Royals by a score of 6-1. Cardinals immediately into the offensive zone and firing, and a glove save by JT Nichols. Nichols, the senior goaltender, robbing the Cardinals of a goal opportunity. Wide open net there for Antonio Maroon. Unchecked, and Maroon robbed by Nichols. The score remains 6-1 with 13 seconds gone here in the third period. Face off to the left of Nichols. Skating on late is one of the Cardinals, and that is Drew Rostek. The Royals control and push it in deep. Pushed in deeper. Caden Ballard tries to poke it in, and he's stoned at the goal by Corey Kanar. Kanar with the pads blocking the goal entrance, and Ballard could not poke it up over the edge of Kanar's pads. Now Luke Parada into the offensive zone. 5 Cardinals back on defense, though, for Canfield. Parada into the corner, still with it on his stick. Working hard behind the net. Parada finds Mark Mosher at the point, but he cannot keep it in, and he better get on his horse, because after it is number 75. That's Maroon again. Gabe Dearden to the rescue and knocks it out. Cardinals get back on side and rush in deep behind Nichols' goal. Circling and trying to center, but dispossessed is one of the Cardinals, and it's up and controlled by Parada. Into the offensive zone. Parada, the face-off dot, backhanded shot and gloved by Kanar for the save. 1 minute and 21 seconds into the third period. Cardinals 6, Royals 1 from the Dan Kostel Rec Center here in Garfield Heights, Ohio. Kanar intently looking on to the face-off that will happen to his left. Face-off right through Kanar's crease, the far corner. Sam Porter chases. After it is Tyler Carney. Carney comes up with it, pushes it around the boards, and up it comes to Zach Nichols, who dumps it back in deep. The Royals get on side. Carney chips it up, and now out through the neutral zone. Cross ice, intercepted by Sam Porter. Heads the other direction and dumps it in deep for CVCA. Jack Lamline back to Porter. Now it goes out, and dumped is Matthew Porter. He can't believe there's no call. Meanwhile, back up ice comes number 33 with some speed, Eli Dredge. Dredge centering pass, knocked down in front. Gabe Dearden is there. Dearden pushed and pestered by Christie, the two captains. Up ice it comes. Parada circles back. Looks for Nichols. He can't control, and it's dumped back in deep. They call icing. Initially looked like they were going to wave it off, and then second thoughts by the referee, who looked and spotted where that puck came from and said, yep, it was beyond the red line, and therefore it's an icing with 12:41 to go in the contest. So it'll be a defensive zone face-off for the Cardinals to the left of Kanar. Ballard will take it for CVCA. This one's controlled by Canfield, and that's a difference in this game from what we saw last week. The Royals controlled the face-off dot as a shot attempt that time by number 15 for the Royals, Tyler Young. The bench getting lengthened a little bit in this third period by CVCA as you start seeing some of the younger players with the score 6-1. Intercepted by Dearden. Shot fires, and Gabe Dearden slides into the boards. Meanwhile, the puck slides all the way back out, ricocheting off the back of the net. It's a goal, the second of the day for Dearden. A laser shot into the back of the net, beating Kanar, and the Royals close to 6-2. Dearden fired that shot, got dumped into the boards, but got a lot of mustard on it and put it in the back of the net. Time of the goal, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Check that, 2:40 of the third period. So it's now Canfield 6, CVCA 2. The teams battle in the near side boards. Zach Nichols pressuring his counterpart from the Cardinals. Jack Lamline there to help dig it out. It comes out to Sam Porter. Porter, up ice pass, not a lot on it, intercepted by number 88. That's Drew Rostek. Lamline with pressure on Rostek, pokes it back up, and the Cardinals come out with it. It gets past Nichols, but Lamline there to retrieve it for CVCA. Lamline looking for a teammate, and David Krieger getting a shift. He wasn't expecting the puck. All the way down the ice it goes, and Canfield retrieves it, and they wave off the icing. Lamline back to get it for CVCA. Around the boards it goes, intercepted by Rostek, pushes it in, finds a teammate, give and go, up to the high slot. With it is number 36, Orlovsky. He pushes it to the far side, dumped back in, and back after it is number 20, Jason Hammer. Hammer now up, Woke, shoots, it's knocked down by Lamline. Into the corner, Dearden, dispossessed by Woke. Woke has it in the corner now, fires up to the point, controlled by number 34, Ryan Janik, who has a goal today. Poked up and still not out, kept in by Janik. Centering pass, poked into the corner by Parada. Around the boards it goes, and finally the Royals get a chance to control the puck as the Cardinals change behind them. Dearden into the offensive zone, fires again. Glove save by Kanar, who says, "That's not going into my goal this time, Mr. Dearden." It was not on target, but Kanar took no chances, having been beaten by Dearden twice today, the only Royal to find the back of the net today, with the Cardinals 6 times scoring on CVCA. Face off to the left of Kanar. Won by the Royals. Parada back to Nichols. Back in deeper. Skating in. Parada fires. Pad save by Kanar. Dug out by Parada. Back to Nichols. Nichols dumps it in deep again. Sam Porter chasing after it. Porter will battle Christie. Christie comes up with it. Pokes it up. Mark Mosher keeps it in for CVCA. Pokes it in to the right of Kanar. The Cardinals come out with it, but it comes to Mosher again. Mosher fires. Ricocheted in deep by Christie. Sam Porter dumps it in further. At least he tries to. He's met by Christie. Caden Ballard digs it out. Ballard tries to center. Cannot. It's poked up and not able to be kept out by the Royals. Zach Nichols dumps it in deep. The team gets back on side, and back to retrieve it is Mario Battaglia. Battaglia dispossessed by Luke Parada. Parada skating, controlling. Parada still has it. Leaves it for Nichols. Nichols fires in looking for Ballard on the ricochet. Ballard can't control. It's poked up to the point but kept in. And Kanar dumps it to the side. Poked around the far side but kept in by Nichols once again. He pushes it in deep further. A good series for CVCA. Good pressure. Poked in toward the goal and knocked aside by Kanar off of the blade of Luke Parada. Parada again pokes it forward. Sam Porter has it. Now Parada fires. A centering pass for Ballard and poke checked away by Kanar. A great job by the goaltender as Ballard was sitting there on the doorstep on the back door trying to make it 6-3. The Royals with some good pressure there. While they trail 6-2, that was one of the better shifts of the day for CVCA. Icing the call, and the Cardinals get a change they desperately needed. 9 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Face-off is dropped down, and the teams battle for it. Shot, and a save. Or is it? It's in the back of the net. Check that, it's not. A save by Kanar. There is a black mark from our vantage point in the net, but it was not the puck. This one trickles in on Kanar once again, and he makes another save. So another face-off. Drop down, this one centered, up to Dearden, fires, knocked down. Dearden gets it back, but he cannot keep it in. And skating off with trouble is Epp, who took it off the shoe, or the skate rather, and Epp is in some pain. Meanwhile, the puck is poked up, and not able to keep it in is Mosher, and now it's a race for the puck. Nichols comes out all the way past the... Whoa, and Nichols came all the way out to play that puck past the circles, and both the Royals, Jack Lamline, and the Cardinals, number 18, Matt Scolieri, crashed into the goal behind JT Nichols. You heard a loud clanging bang as the goal bashed into the boards with the two players in it. Great hustle by both players. And they give Lamline a penalty. Jack Lamline's in the box. The Royals will play down a man. So again, it happened behind where Nichols played it. My attention was on the goaltender who would come way out of his crease. And so I missed what happened behind them. But the referees did not. Jack Lamline's in the box, and it's the first power play opportunity of the day for the Canfield Cardinals. Time of the penalty. Sounds like the interference is the call. The penalty at 6 minutes and 24 seconds. The Royals clear the puck down the ice. Off the faceoff. Luke Parada intercepts behind the goal. Parada now will give up to the Cardinals as the Royals, a man down, trying to kill this power play for Canfield. Cardinals with their first chance through center ice. Now into the offensive zone they go. Cross ice pass. Dropped in left for Christie, but he doesn't get there before it's poked out by Luke Parada. Parada, maybe a broken stick, leaves it on the ice, and so he has to get off real fast. Out for him comes Sam Porter. Royals, meanwhile, control and clear down the ice with 1:11 to go. So Parada took a big hit. The stick dropped down immediately, so he looked like he was all right, so we're going to assume that stick may be done for. Meanwhile, a minute left on the power play opportunity for the Cardinals. Shot in, saved, kicked aside by Nichols into the near corner. Unable to keep it in is number 18, Scolieri. So he retreats, pushes back up, and he finds Rostek. Rostek pushes it in deep. Dearden chases after it with 43 seconds left on it, and is pushed up and cleared out by CVCA on the goal of Corey Kanar. Kanar leaves it for Scolieri. 34 seconds left. Cross ice pass. And now up ice it's pushed, but to no one in particular. It ricochets all the way to Nichols, who's covering it. And now in on him comes number 33, Eli Dredge. The whistle blows a stoppage with exactly 7 minutes to go in the contest. Canfield 6, CVCA 2. The Cardinals still with 26 seconds to go in power play time. Face-off will be to the right of JT Nichols, the goaltender for CVCA. Won by the Cardinals up to the left point. Pushed in deep, back up to the point. Scolieri fires, and a goal. In deep on Nichols, and ricocheting that one in is number 33, his second of the day for Eli Dredge. The assist to number 18, Matt Scolieri, a power play goal with 17 seconds left on the power play. Time of the goal, 8 minutes and 9 seconds of the third period. That makes the score 7-2. Back underway, and the puck deflected into the offensive zone for the Cardinals. Near side corner, a battle ensues, and out with it comes the Royals for a moment, but turned over, and in the slot, it trickles past the blade of one of the Cardinals who had a chance, and back up to the point. Now controlling, number 36, Grayson Orlovsky with a shift. Orlovsky pushes it in deeper. Battaglia had it, but he's dispossessed by Parada. Through the neutral zone comes Luke Parada into the high slot. Evades a couple skaters, gets in on Kanar, who finally puts an end to that rush, but another chance for CVCA. Behind the net was Lamline. Forward, centering pass for Matthew Porter. Kennard, another save. And now knocked out, where Lamline's back to retrieve it. Up ice it comes, looking for Dearden, but pushed back in deep. And icing is the call with 5:54 to go here in the third period. Cardinals lead 7-2 over CVCA. Face-off will be in the offensive zone for the Royals to the left of the goaltender. Kennard. He's had a good day. This one's controlled by Canfield, and they've got a rush coming off the face-off. With some speed in on JT Nichols. Pulled down, no call. The puck slithers to the far side boards, and we've got a stoppage for an injured Canfield Cardinal. It was the player that was driving toward the net. And we don't have a number on the player. It may be number 86, Brian Woke. Woke was driving toward that goal and was not able to put it in the net, and then lost a skate, it looked like, and went hard into the boards. Out to check on him is CVCA athletic trainer Leanne Tebow, who is here at all CVCA home hockey contests. And Woke being attended to as teammates Eli Dredge and Drew Rostek kneel by his side, and overlooking him is Tyler Carney. Captain Tyler Christie on the near side boards, talking to what is likely one of the few Canfield parents that may be in the building. And Woke is up. The few folks that are in the arena applauding both teams with stick taps for Brian Woke, the senior, who's going to skate off the ice under his own power, which is a good sign. Woke makes his way to the bench and sits down. And it looks like, for those of you watching from the Youngstown area, it looks like he will be okay. So a good sign here as the stoppage occurred at 5:44 to go in the contest. We get back underway. Push deep into the defensive zone for CVCA. The teams battle on the near side boards. Christie comes out with it, pushes it in further. It's knocked up and now pushed back in by number 18, Scolieri. Caden Ballard trying to get control. He falls to the ice. It's cleared out by the Royals. We reset. Dearden makes chase, and icing is the call with 5:07 to go against the Cardinals, who control the game with a 7-2 lead. They bring the puck down to the left of Corey Kennard. In on the draw for CVCA is Jack Lamline. It's controlled by Canfield. Pushed up, and Gabe Dearden could not keep it in as it jumped over his stick. Dearden gets pressure, turns it over. Jack Lamline in to rescue his teammate as the puck was controlled for a moment there by Antonio Maroon. The Royals try to build it out. Parada through center ice into the offensive zone. Fires wide of Kennard. Behind the net, Parada picks it up once again, pushes it near side boards. Zach Nichols dumps it in deep for CVCA, where it's controlled and captured by Tyler Carney. He pushes it around the boards. It's shipped up and out, where Jack Lamline has it for the Royals. Lamline retreats and fires up, chipped in by Luke Parada, and back after it is Carney. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Cross ice pass deflected and now controlled in the new defensive zone by Mosher. Mosher chips it up looking for number 15 for CVCA, Tyler Young. He can't control. And now Scoliari with some speed into the far side corner. Poke checked away by Parada. Scoliari leveled, and he's down, face down in the corner, and a stoppage for him. So this time the injured player is junior Matt Scoliari, but he's already to his knees and makes his way to his feet. Scoliari with stick in hand will skate off the ice. And takes the helmet off and will head to the bench. We're down to 3 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Cardinals 7, Royals 2. They drop the puck, and the Royals, for a moment, control it, chip it ahead, but it's dumped back in deep. Mark Mosher, first to it for the Royals, but getting pressure from a pair of Canfield Cardinals. A foursome of players battle, 2 white and 2 dark jerseys. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go, and finally the referee says, you know what, let's have a face-off. Good hustle there by both. Number 33, Dredge, and number 19, Battaglia, tying up Mosher and Caden Ballard. And so they bring the puck out of the zone for a neutral zone face-off just outside the offensive zone of the Canfield Cardinals. Dredge and Ballard on the draw. And controlled by Canfield. Dumped in deep. Skating after it is Dearden. Dearden with it on his stick. And he marches up the ice into the offensive zone. Dearden from the face-off dot fires. It's off the outside of the net. Poked up and out of the zone where Caden Ballard is first to it. Ballard cross ice to Mosher. Mosher chips it up, and icing is the call. It'll be a defensive zone face-off for CVCA. 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go in this one. The first of 2 this weekend between the Royals and the Cardinals. The rematch tomorrow afternoon from the Deep Freeze Ice Arena in Boardman, home of these Canfield Cardinals, at 2 o'clock tomorrow on Sunday afternoon. Face-off is dropped down and fired, knocked down by Nichols, and swept out of harm's way by Dearden. Lamline with speed, gonna have a breakaway chance. Backhanded, stopped by Kanar. Lamline gets another chance. Rebound right in front. Ballard whiffs on it. A stick was in there, so it's not a total whiff. One of the Canfield Cardinals making sure they protected their goaltender, who had made a couple of saves. So good defensive back checking there by the Cardinals, protecting their goal. Icing is the call, and so it'll come back down the ice for a face-off in the offensive zone for CVCA with 2.5 minutes to go in this afternoon's contest. Face-off to the left of Kanar. Ballard will take it for the Royals, and he wins this one. Sam Porter controls for a moment, tries to backhand it in, but cannot, and now a chance for Canfield. Dearden there to defend for CVCA. And a pile-up and a penalty for cross-checking. And the guilty party is Gabe Dearden, the captain for the Royals. He goes into the box with 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the game. He'll be eligible to come out with 11 seconds left. So the second power play of the day for the Cardinals. They are 1 for 1 on their sole power play opportunity, a goal earlier this period. And they go on the 5-on-4 man advantage. controlled by CVCA and swept out and cleared by Zach Nichols. Jack Lamline to pressure the goaltender Kanar, who had to sweep it away quickly. The Royals control it, and Nichols will swipe it down the ice once again, and he gets it a third time. He waits, and this time in behind the goal of Kanar. Lamline tries to get a goal shot from behind the goal. A second shot ricochets behind the goal again, and a third attempt. He tries to loop it around from behind, does not get the front of the net. So Lamline with great pressure, and right now bottles up the puck in the corner with a minute and a half to go in the contest, a minute 17 on the penalty. The Royals control. Nichols has it once again and sweeps it back down, and the Royals penalty kill unit doing a good job in the first 50 seconds of this power play opportunity for the Cardinals. Christie has it, cross ice pass. He finds a teammate, that's Dredge. He gets it in the zone, and he's eliminated by Luke Parada, and the Royals clear it down the ice once again, and a penalty is going to go to CVCA. Parada's on the bench, but they're going to go get him. In fact, Parada is behind the bench, perhaps injured. We'll wait for the call. That's what, yeah. So Luke Parada is going to get the penalty, it looks like, but he was injured on the play. So a conversation ensuing on the CVCA bench. The Royals do have 3 defensemen out there. Parada's being attended to by the trainer behind the bench. So the discussion now is who goes into the box for CVCA, and it's going to be number 15, Tyler Young. So Tyler Young will serve the penalty for Luke Parada, and now for the remainder of the game, or at least for the next 52 seconds, rather, the Cardinals will have a 5-on-3 power play opportunity. This one is controlled by the Cardinals up to the left point. Tyler Carney has it, cross ice to Christie. He skates in, shot, fired and knocked aside by JT Nichols. The Royals attempt to clear it, but cannot. Christie has it, cross ice pass, shot, and over the goal. A great opportunity, just missed scoring for Canfield. The Royals try and clear it out, but kept in by Scoliari. Dredge, cross ice, and a shot in wide of Nichols' goal. 33 seconds to go in the game, 22 left in the 5-on-3. Christie has it. Christie surveys, finds the Dredge fires in. It's ricocheted into the near corner where Mark Mosher chases after it from CVCA. 12 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Controlled still, up and out of the zone as Dredge unable to keep it. Lamline with some pressure. We're down to 13 seconds to go. 5-on-4 now as Dearden's out of the box. Down the ice it goes, still clearing the penalty time, so no icing called. 4 seconds left, chance for Dearden, but he can't get on it. The horn blows, and we've reached the end of this one. A chaotic ending, but an ending that is joyful to the Canfield Cardinals, who skate away from the Garfield Heights Dan Kostel Rec Center today with their 9th win of the season by a score of 7-2, victorious over CVCA. The Royals record drops to 6 wins, 13 losses, and a tie, and the two teams salute each other, and will see each other in less than 24 hours once again tomorrow afternoon from the Deep Freeze Ice Rink in Boardman. Final score again today, once again, the Royals 2, the Cardinals 7, 7-2 victorious winners for Canfield. Third period goals scored by Canfield, just one, a goal at 8 minutes and 9 seconds of that third period scored by number 33, Eli Dredge. Shots on goal in that third period, just 3 for the Cardinals. The Royals actually had 11. Game total of 32 for CVCA, 24 for Canfield. 2 goals today scored by number 86. That was Brian Woke. And then single goals today scored by, actually 2 goals rather, also scored by number 33, Eli Dredge. Single goals today scored by Ryan Janik, number 18, Matt Scoliari, and number 88, Drew Rostick. For the Royals, 2 goals, both scored by Gabe Dearden. That's it for the scoring this afternoon, and that's it for today's contest. We'll be back with you tomorrow afternoon from Boardman, Ohio. As long as the internet connection is good, look for information on tomorrow's game broadcast on the internet. Check out at CVCA Livestream on Twitter, as well as the CVCA Athletics Facebook page and Twitter and Instagram accounts for more information on Royals hockey and all things CVCA Athletics. Final score once again today from Garfield Heights, Ohio. Canfield 7, CVCA 2 for CVCA. My name is Tim Nichols. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening, everybody. So long.